Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as the case may be. Just some news from the Brush Secondary campus and some updates as far as things have been going thus far. We had a fabulous first week of school. Hope that continues as we continue to move on through the school year. Just some things to point out to parents, to students, to staff as well, and community members. Just so you're aware, school lunch funding will not continue in the same format that it occurred last year. This year, not all students receive funding for lunches, so please be sure to fill out your free and reduced lunch forms and submit to the school district. Once these are processed, and if you qualify either in full or partial, your student will be allowed to have partially or fully funded lunches. Just a second reminder that our secondary campus doors do open at 7:30 in the morning. Parents, we do appreciate you dropping off, and all things look pretty positive in terms of the timing of the drop-off times and the doors opening, so thank you on that. Just as something to expect that all students should be receiving on Monday, tomorrow, from in my time, is our Brush Secondary Campus cell phone agreement form. All students are going to be receiving this form and are required to have this agreement signed and returned to the school. Please note, please do go through with your student this form, but at the very bottom, if there are any special situations or extenuating circumstances that require you or require your student to use the phone throughout the day, please complete this. That'll be pretty critical in allowing your student to use the phone throughout the school day. Next up, our athletics are picking up at a fast and furious pace. As a school, we encourage all community members, all parents, all students to attend these events. Please check with the school's website to find a calendar of these events and times and places. Next up, we are going to hopefully have our Friday services for students up in full force and running this next Friday. This will include any enrichment type of activities to areas of academic supports being offered for our students, as well as breakfast and lunches for our students. Another update is our weekly eligibility for students participating in activities and sports. It will remain in place. It will be modified to a certain degree, not in terms of our standards, but in terms of a timeline. Due to the 4-day week, we are going to move up the time in which grades are reported from Thursday to Wednesday. So teachers will send their grades to the office, or report their grades to the office on Wednesday. And then the finalized grades will occur on Friday at 10 a.m. So again, grades will be reported to the office on Wednesday at 3 p.m. at their 3:45 at the end of the day. And they'll be finalized on Friday by 10 a.m. Next, some other things. We're really working hard to make sure that your students are safe. And one of the more frequent areas where kids are most at risk is at our drop-off times and our pickup times. So first and foremost, we want to encourage parents to make sure that when you drop your students off, you drop them off on the students exit the car on the passenger side, on the sidewalk side. This way they do not have to get out on the driver's side, which is closest to traffic and where cars are pulling out. Students will be able to exit through the passenger side of your vehicle and then take first step onto a sidewalk, which is a much safer area. The drop-off areas in the front of the office, please, parents, if you could, pull as far up as you possibly can. This eliminates a greater degree of wait time for our oncoming and waiting cars that are piled up behind you. Speaking of piled up cars, so far I think things have been pretty good in terms of getting our kids through the parking lot area. But one thing I want to point out is that we actually have 3 designated drop-off areas for our students. The first is the office area, which most middle school kids and parents are aware of. The second area is the high school parking lot just in front of the cafeteria. Most high school kids are aware of this, and if you have a high school kid and a middle school kid, oftentimes that's where you drop them off. But we have one other location that is not used very much, and that translates to less traffic, less waiting time, and safer conditions. And that area is just off of Hospital Road, just south of the Morgan County Ambulance Station. And if you pull into that entrance to the campus, you'll pull up, make a wide loop to the right, and drop the student off next to the middle school playground area, which is where our basketball hoops are. And there's multiple drop-off locations in that area that are safe and do not have a lot of traffic. So again, please make sure that you do drop your students off there. Some things that I've noticed with our when we do drop students off is a few things. One, please do not park in the crosswalk areas. It's not safe for our students, and it is illegal, especially when students are in that area. Another point to reiterate on here is that all roads on our school campuses are in a school speed limit zone, which is 15 miles an hour. So please do watch that speed. Anything above 15 miles an hour is considered speeding in this area. The faster we go, the more likely it is that we will not see or identify any potential dangerous situations of kids darting in and out of cars or traffic. So please slow down. That would be the safest. That is one of the best and safest ways to go in terms of entering and exiting our campus. Aside from that, that's the biggest news that I've got, or most of the news that I have. Anything in between, please feel free to contact us. And hopefully we have as good of a second week as we did our first week. Thank you very much.